Welcome to the Green Wasp Removal YouTube channel. In this episode, we continue training and mentoring the Manchester University Wasp survey team on September 15th, 2024, as we remove 3 very active German Yellowjacket nests from one garage at a private residence. The owners there were elderly and they had some health issues that made it dangerous for them to be exposed to so many potentially dangerous wasps in their living space. So we were able to collect most of these wasps for Venom Immunotherapy. One of the 3 nests was inaccessible. So here you see Katie monitoring the vac system as we do an attrition collection from the outside. Here you see one of the wasps from that nest bringing back a large chunk of insect meat it had hunted in the wild. That's what they feed their larvae. So that nest could not be pulled out of the wall because we couldn't get to it. It was stuck between a stone facade on the outside and a shelving unit on the inside. So for that nest, it was just an attrition collection from the outside. The other couple of nests were on this wall, across the garage on the other side. We found a ton of wasps going down along the edge of the floor behind this storage bin. And they were going up the wall. And we didn't know where, but we did see a hole in one of the old light switch access points that they had chewed out. And we got the scope cam in there and discovered nests right away. Basically, the whole wall was filled with nests. So we began some exploratory cuts, as you see here, to figure out where these wasps were living currently. Here we discovered the first nest. It was empty. This was an old nest. The wasps were evidently walking past this one right up the 2x4s to a higher point in the wall. So as you see here, we did another exploratory cut up higher. Now this nest was about 2 feet long and very active. So the initial part of this removal was just kind of tracking the wasps, trying to figure out exactly where they were going, how much material we were going to have to cut away from the wall. We had to get a little bit more of the wall off in order to get access to the entire nest, so you see us doing that here. As you cut away wall material in any removal like this, you're always trying to mitigate dust, so you see us using a oscillating tool, which is a very good precision instrument, and also a vacuum, which is just our debris vac to suck up all the dust, because you do not want to be breathing any of that dust when you're doing this sort of demolition. And here we found the entire nest, covered in a beautiful multicolored paper they had made, many layers of it, as you see here, filled with larvae, pupae, eggs. It was very busy. So we were able to pull that out and contain it, and we brought the brood comb back to base where we can then incubate it for later collection when the pupae come out as adult wasps. So once we had that nest removed, we went back and did some more exploratory cuts because we saw more wasps going up the lower part of the wall and walking up. We thought maybe it was a foundation nest again on this side, but then we saw for sure that they were going up higher into the wall. So we went back on another day and we cut away more of the wall, and sure enough, there was another full nest on this side of the wall. We didn't have a lot of time on this day, so we couldn't do a proper long-term collection with the Venom Immunotherapy gear. We had to just cut this thing out as soon as possible. So we just used our debris vac to just go in there and blast it out of the wall. Unfortunately, we had to sacrifice this nest for the sake of time. It was the busiest part of the season. We had multiple places that had wasps directly in their living space causing them trouble. So it was time to just get this one out and move along. These days, we rarely will sacrifice a nest like this unless we have to. Maybe it's contaminated by poison that somebody's applied to it, or maybe there's some other reason. But in this case, it was simply a matter of time. We had to get this one done very quickly that day and move on to some other places where people were having a pretty serious sting risk. So that's always a bummer when you can't save them for Venom Immunotherapy just because of timing. But that's what you see happening here. We're just collecting directly into a vacuum, and all of that material and the wasps drown in the soap and water that we put into the vacuum. This is the way we did all wasp removals in the old days before we got into collecting for Venom Immunotherapy. So it was a bit of a flashback for us to go back and put all the wasps directly into a vacuum. And that's what you see here is the inside of the shop vac, where we just put soap and water in the bottom of it. You never need poison for this at all, of course, but soap and water will do the job. You just vacuum them up from wherever they are. They drop into the water, and they die there very quickly. When we do have to kill wasps like this sometimes, what we do is we separate them from the debris and we sort them out later and dry them. and we use them as specimens that we show at speaking events for children and for community when they're learning about wasps, so they don't go to waste entirely. So let's take you back now to September 15th, 2024, when this job began. We worked on the job for several days over the course of about a week. So we're going to show you the entire process, both the Venom Immunotherapy collection side of it and also the demolition collection side of it, and you'll get to see how this entire job played out. Thanks for riding along with us. Enjoy the show. So the first footage we shot here on September 15th was just slow motion footage of one of the nests, which was the one that we couldn't reach. It was down behind the stone facade. Here you see a wasp bringing back some insect meat. It had hunted in the wild, and there were more coming and going from this groove in the wall, and it was very busy. They were out hunting a lot, they were foraging a lot, and bringing back a lot of insect protein. So we knew this one was pretty active and would need an attrition collection because we couldn't get to it from the outside or the inside of the wall. Once we identified where this nest was, we inspected the rest of the garage, and we found quite a bit more activity on the other side.
All right, so we're seeing wasps coming in along this 2x4 at the floor, walking into the back of this area here. So we may have more than one nest or one massive nest behind this wall. This is their opening and their main entry. You can see them all actively fanning right now. That's the buzzing you hear. A group buzzing, and the reason they fan is they're buzzing their wings to create a breeze inside the cavity to cool the nest. And there's a bunch of them doing that right now. They just sit on the outside and fan constantly to bring fresh air into the nest so it doesn't overheat in there. And these are German. You can see them easily, the pattern on their back, the little arrowhead pattern on the first turga. Makes that clear. Right down here on the other side of the bench, there's an entry hole. I'm seeing traffic go in and out, and a lot of chewed wood. I think they chewed up a lot of the wood back there and under this wood panel. So we might have something behind the box. We might have something inside this box. They love the interiors of these types of bags and things. So let's go ahead and inspect, first of all, what's in this box. I'm going to pull some of this stuff out, and we'll see if there's any activity right under here. All right, there's nothing here inside the box at all. Other bugs, but no nest, so you can throw everything back in. That's fine. Okay, so if you wanted to grab one side, I'll grab the other, and we'll just slide it right back. You ready? There you go. Look on the side of the box. You see tons of them walking. So that is a very active nest. It's either in the foundation slab where you see them clustering along the wall, or it's filling up this whole wall all the way up to here and maybe higher. So we'll have to get the vacuum out. Here's one cleaning up her dead.
Should we put it back until we have the bag?
Yep, for sure. Okay. Let's look at the bottom of this tank. Oh, it's not hard. So this, and on the bottom of the bench is good. Let's look behind this. See what kind of access holes we have. So let's go ahead and move this. Okay. Yeah, I should be able to get through that pretty easily. They've got paper all along the interior wall. See that? It's all paper. Let me come back with a scope cam. After I scope Bond Street, we'll scope here. I have a feeling you're just going to see all nest. All right. All right, so Katie and Milo have a good collection going so far. They vacuumed up most of what was on the ground, evidently. And now we're trying to bang them out of the wall.
They found me. One of them tried to get me in the finger.
Did you get stung?
No.
Okay, good.
One was just clinging on to me.
Yeah, they love gloves. All right, so let's see what's going on down here. Is this where their main entrance was, you think?
That was the secondary entrance.
And over here?
There were a lot in this corner. The red box, the red wooden box is right here.
I'm seeing them crawl in here right now. They go into a hole at the bottom. So they've got 1, 2, and 3 entrances at least. So this panel is so lightweight, it might just be easier to take the whole panel off rather than cut. But I brought the other back so we can do a cut with dust control, you know, if we have to.
Yeah, I don't know how many nails are holding this panel in because it's got these, but then it's also got these painted over ones.
Yeah, I see 1, 2 in the center.
I see
3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around the edge up there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and cut then. And we'll do some exploratory first with the scope. Let me grab the scope now that this is starting to calm down. So Milo's going to rig a second bottle here so that we can fire up both backs. What we're looking to do is collect them from down here and collect them from here simultaneously, just to cut the swarm down before we cut the wall. So we're going to use the scope cam now to try to get a look in this hole. Let me just be adjacent to it while I'm scoping, because this usually stirs them up a little bit. Hold it right there. See, that's a lot of paper right there, nest paper, but it may not be where all the comb is, and there could be years worth of nests back there. A lot of paper back there, probably old nests. I don't see any wasps on this side yet. They're probably walking past the old ones, going toward the new. Either that or they just papered the heck out of everything. Flight path.
Here you see Milo taking a species ID so we can figure out how many different species we're dealing with.
Great, you got one?
Got one.
Okay, so gas it, not too much, just a little will do. Great. Cover it up, all these holes, and flip it over. And wait till it's unconscious and we'll get some imagery.
It's like crippled on the ground.
That's perfect. Go ahead and open it up, leave it inside the blue cap, and then flip it over so you can see the back. There you go. Yeah, it looks like Germanica to me.
Quick note on voiceover here regarding species ID. When we take a specimen in the field, we gas it with a computer duster gas. It's an ozone-safe gas. It just knocks the wasp out for a number of minutes, and then the wasp recovers and flies off again. We take close-up imagery of the pattern on the back of the wasp. And here you see in the red circle, kind of an arrowhead-shaped pattern or a spade-shaped pattern. That indicates Vespula germanica. That and a couple other identifiers like the dots on its body and the yellow stripe along the side of its face. But this is the way we tend to get a quick field ID. It's not always 100%, but it works most of the time.
Okay, go ahead and keep collecting then over here. All right, so we're going to take the cutting tool and cut this wall open on one nest while we have Katie over here working on collection for the other nest. So between the two, we should be able to work them both simultaneously. Probably stud bays. So let's cut low first. Let's cut right across here and we'll try to find this bay.
Here we speed up the footage to about 4 times normal speed just to save a little time. And what we're doing here is we're cutting out small sections of wall at a time. You don't want to remove the whole wall if you don't have to. You just do access holes. When you're not sure where the nest is exactly, you just have to start cutting and looking and exploring.
Stand by just a second. I'm going to get some more tools to pry. Nobody home right there. All right, this whole bay is cleared all the way down to the bottom. This whole bay also clear, at least up till the next stud.
Any holes into the next bay?
No, nothing obvious here. See what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's nothing.
Empty. And then if you look down here, same thing. Yeah, let's cut the next one here. You gotta really look out for that electric though, that worries me. So we're gonna have to cut the next section because this one's empty, this whole bay. So we see paper on this scope cam.
So the tools we use whenever we do a cutout like this from a wall or sheetrock or anything like that, plaster, we use a multi-tool oscillating saw, and that is a really precision tool. It allows you to cut very carefully into any material you want: metal, wood, masonry, plastic. It'll do everything. We also use our debris collection vacuum to mitigate dust. It's very important not to inhale anything that comes out of these cuts. So we wear masks and we use dust mitigation systems.
All right, here's an old nest maybe. Doesn't look active. Right here, you should see tons of wasps coming and going if it was active. There's nothing in here but old paper and old comb. So let's remove that while we're here. Whoa, dusty, but not bad. So this is what the old comb looks like. There's nothing left in here, so we're looking for exactly this kind of structure, but it'll be very active. So it must be further up or further down.
Gotta watch out if we go further up. Apparently their electrical ran up this stud.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, there was a big nest in there from previous years. Let's look down there now with a camera. I don't see anything active. Throwing up maybe from down there somewhere. But all this,
Yeah, I think there's a foam.
all this is old
from the
paper.
bottom. So unless it's up.
I see some paper up that way.
Yeah, that might be the active.
All right, let's go ahead and get the next wall section out. A little worried about that thing.
Yeah.
Can you see where that runs?
No, I'd say just keep it real shallow up until.
Hang on. That goes way up there.
This is a good illustration of why you have to be so careful when you do demolition with cutting tools. You got to look out for electric.
Where is that?
I'm gonna have you just hold this away from where I'm cutting, and I can get right up here. Come back. Try to pull it all the way over. And pull down on it a little bit.
Yeah, I got it.
Attention. Okay, you ready? All right, this looks more active. It could still be an old one, but it looks a lot newer to me. And we've got activity here, you know?
Oh, we're almost there. All right, take a look at this, Katie.
Oh, wow.
So I think we're at the beginning of the live nest, but we're not sure yet. We're gonna do one more panel and figure it out.
Are you seeing a lot of traffic?
We did, a little bit came out. I see some going up as well. There's some right here clustering right behind the paper. Take a look at this.
We might also want to check.
We might have multiple nests here. All right, Milo. Pop that one up. There you go.
There it is.
That's our live. Start sucking them up. This is one of them. Try to get them right off of here.
Would you pull the vacuum over here?
Right here.
I need more hose.
There's no rush. They're just hanging out. Okay, you ready? Good. They're not really coming out much, so let's just try to cut the next level before this, and we'll just pull the whole nest and drop it in the bin.
I'm gonna need a step stool for the.
It's in the back of the car.
Yeah, this is a busy nest. A lot of levels. All right, looks good. All right, let's go to the top of the penthouse. Here we go. Okay, peel that one off real gently. Should probably have some comb stuck to it. There you go, you got it. Now you can pull it with your hand. Nice, that's the top, cool. Pull it down and dump that paper, will you, right on the stack of the other paper. All right, there's nothing higher than that, which is good news. I don't see anything behind the wood. All right, that looks like the bulk of this nest right here. Hey, Katie, would you grab the measuring tape, please, from the truck? It's in one of the buckets. So we'll measure it in place, and then we'll start scraping it off, and we'll drop it right in the bin. I'd like to get a full measurement from top to bottom. I'll have you handle that.
All right. I'm gonna fix this ear strap. It's killing me. We've got some unhappy sheetrock coated Yellowjackets.
Yeah, they're bumming out with all that dust. But you see how mellow these are.
Well, yeah.
If these were Eastern Yellowjacket or Southern Yellowjacket, they'd be going nuts. They'd be all over your veil, all over your gloves. But Germans are pretty mellow. So we're going to slowly pull this away. Try not to break the comb off, but wait till we measure. She'll bring that over in a second. And then we'll start to remove paper and expose all the comb.
That's probably 2 feet.
Yeah, it's a good size.
18 inches, something like that.
All right, here it is.
Maybe.
All right, go from the top all the way to the farthest paper.
Top to bottom, 21 inches.
Nice. How about the width?
Width would probably just be 16. The studs are 16 on end center.
I don't know. It looks thinner.
No, 13.
13?
Because it goes all the way back to here.
13 by 21.
13 by 21.
All right, 1321. Now what we're going to do is start gently pulling the paper and putting the paper in a bin separate from where we're going to put the comb. The second bin is over there. So real gently start pulling this off. Try to expose the comb. They build so much paper, it's amazing. There you go, scrape all that away, but leave the comb in place. We're looking for the queen. She's gonna be down in the lower combs probably. So be real careful to catch her if you see her. Put this here so you can catch her if she drops in. She'll be a big fat version of these little workers. All right, looking good.
Oh, sore for a second, I think.
You might have. And they might have new queens being born already. Okay, let's cap that one off in case she's in there. And then bring me the other one and we'll put the comb in it.
Okay, could I get the lid? It's on that chair.
Okay, I'll take it. Here, thank you. Here's this for you right here.
I'm gonna need both my hands, but I'll just stick it in my legs.
Okay, you ready? Let's take the scrape tool. What we're gonna do is take the whole nest at once. So we're gonna scrape back behind it with the long scrape tool. I got the bin if you want to grab the tool. All right, so go from back behind. Try to get the whole thing. Katie, can you come in and hold the bin?
Yeah.
Great. I want to be able to touch the nest because I want to try to take it in one piece. Okay, go ahead.
Got it.
There we go. Okay, cap it.
You're not happy about that?
Nah, they're not digging that at all. Keep your eyes out for a queen. She could be anywhere here.
I think we probably got her with
Let's hope. All right, we got them both contained, right?
yeah, both are capped off. There isn't any comb left over here, right? No.
All right, let's see what we got here. All right, good job. That looks great. Here, hang on there, will you? All right, so Milo is holding a very large nest of Vespula Germanica. This thing has multiple layers. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 layers in there altogether. Good work pulling that out. So far, so good.
And I see a queen.
You see a queen? Where is she?
Right there on top of the comb.
Great, open it up. Where is she at?
Right there.
I don't want her flying away on me.
Right, crawling on top of the corner right now.
Ah, there she is. Good eye. That's the girl we're looking for. So we know she's here. Cool. All right, close it up. So we left this hole there because we want them to keep returning to the hole and getting sucked up.
Or just this bottom bit.
Yeah, just do the bottom for now. Just look out, go shallow in case there's hidden electric.
That's actually a separate panel. You can just,
Let's see what you got. Nothing down there. What's up here?
nothing.
Nothing, okay. There's Wasp. Look at that.
They're going into a hole in this sheathing.
Okay. All right, so we found another nest that looks active. They're going into a small hole right here in the corner. And so we're going to have to do an exploratory into the next layer of sheathing behind the wall. That's probably another pretty active nest. Yeah, there you go. Pop that right out, just rip it out. I guess we'll have to cut here. Okay, stand by just a second. Yeah, look out for hidden electric.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
Hold on, let me get the back. Anything there?
Well, lots of concrete that probably dulled your multi-tool blade.
That's all right. It happens. So we're just watching them now, trying to see where they're going to lead us. They're all confused now because we changed their front door, so they're confused and they don't know how to get home. But eventually, if there's a nest in there, they'll show us. What do you think?
See a bit of paper right there.
Can't tell if that's paper or cement down there.
It looks like paper to me.
Yeah.
Focus.
You're walking up or down?
Yeah, there's a bunch along this stud right here.
Yeah.
See right there on the right?
Let's go take that paper out. Grab that light. Anything down there but paper?
Oh, there's paper down there.
Anything live, you think?
Look at all those on the right side.
Yeah, they could just be homeless now, but let's go ahead and pop the panel. See the long antenna? It's a male. That's how you know it's a male. The queen will have normal antenna and her body will be really big.
I saw a big one, real big. Didn't see the antenna. They might have just been covered in dust.
Oh, no problem. There could be multiple queens by now.
Up one.
All right, let's go. So we're picking off wasps wherever we see them, from the corner nest or from the wall nest, up and down.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah, let them cluster and come back and then just hit them. Make sure you're not kinking off your hose. All right, it's September 15th, 2024. We just took on 3 Vespula Germanica nests at once. Milo, great work. Katie, great work. Here's what we have today. Mostly female workers you see in these. There's a few males, but mostly female workers. Great for VIT, which is Venom Immunotherapy. You're gonna see a lot of paper and more wasps in here, and then all the brood comb here. It's a good 7-8 layer stack, and we found the queen in there, so this nest at least is done. The other 2 nests, one's in the foundation wall, we can't get to that. The other's over here behind the block wall, we cannot get to that. So we're just gonna go ahead and do attrition collection from the outside on those. But otherwise, we're good to go. Well done, senor. Well done, as always. All right, thanks, guys. So Milo is now applying an essential oil mix of peppermint, lemongrass, clove oil mixed with dish soap and water. And what this does is it's a non-toxic treatment that is a deterrent for any more wasps that might be wanting to come back here. So go all the way up to the top of the ceiling there. You go all the way through there, saturate it pretty good. And then what will happen here is as more foragers come back in from outside, they're still out in the environment a little bit, they will come back. It'll be harder for them to zero in on their nest because they can't find their pheromone as easily. It'll smell less like home, and eventually we want it to be very inhospitable here for them, and they'll find a new place to dwell. Hit all these guys. Don't go too crazy in here with that stuff, but try to keep it contained. So as you see, they're all fleeing from the oil, and that's the idea, is as we spray and treat with oil, wasps cannot tolerate that. They just come bailing out and they run away from it. So that's what we want. Make it inhospitable for them. So Vespula Germanica, German Yellowjacket. That property has a lot of wasps. 3 different active nests. One we were able to pull out of the wall today through a cutout. The other 2 are just going to be attrition jobs. So we'll get collections like this every few days from those. Now it's time to freeze them. September 18th, 2024. Back for follow-up here. We see wasps coming up into this cavity. We're going up. So they're still going in this hole right here. And once they get in there, it looks like they're going up the wall. And once they get up there, they're clustering up here. But they're probably just leftovers, homeless, since we removed their nest.
September 19th, 2024. We're back at this cutout in a garage wall. We took another nest out of this space the other day, and we came back again yesterday to vacuum up hundreds more that were flying into the second nest. We've now identified where the nest is. It's up this wall. They're flying in the lower cutout. They're crawling up the wall, and it's right in here somewhere. So we're gonna cut this out today and remove that second nest.
Still a few up here. Coming back in here, just suck them up as they come in. Did hundreds of those yesterday, and now we're going to cut the rest out of the wall.
So the more we demolished this wall, cut after cut, the more nests we found. So this was the second live nest in this wall, and the third nest total, because the first nest we found was defunct. And then there's a fourth nest across the way in the garage on the other side behind some of the stone facade. So there was actually 4 nests in this garage. So we were doing so much work here that it was taking a fair amount of time, coming back on several days to collect in between the removals. So for most of this location, we did not use the wasps for Venom Immunotherapy because they were covered in a lot of sheetrock dust and there was just a lot of debris and issues with that. But when we came back on alternate days just to collect, to do attrition for wasps that were coming and going from the entry points and things like that, we were collecting without demolition debris, and that was used for Venom Immunotherapy. So by the time we got to this nest, we decided just to go ahead and suck everything up with the debris vacuum just to save time. We were getting into the extremely busy time of year, and there was a lot of other clients all over the neighborhood who had similar issues, and we just had to make this one quick.
These are the queen combs. These will be queens for next year. One, two, three, four, five, 6-layer nest. These are all worker cells. These are the big queen cells. You see the difference in size. We blasted this nest so fast that we're not sure if we got the queen in there, so we're going to sort this mess later and try to find the queen. So it's September 19th, 2024. I'm here today with Katie from the Manchester University Wasp survey team. She's working one nest on the side here, and I'm working the other nest on this side. What we have here is a job we started the other day, and we cut a big nest out of this section of the wall, and today we cut another one out of this section of the wall. And now we're just doing attrition collection, picking off every forager that comes in here. Every last wasp, we've gotten them. So there was a total of 3 nests at this location. And this gentleman that lived here was at risk. He's older in years, and we need to get these out of here.
September 22nd, 2024. Doing another inspection here. No sign of Yellowjackets in the wall. On the left side, we still have some traffic over here, so we're collecting on that nest. These two nests, one that was here, one that was there, have been cut out, and we treated the area with essential oils, non-toxic, and that seems to have done the job. We don't see any Yellowjackets here anymore. All the wall cavities adjacent are clear. So that's it for today's video. We appreciate you being here with us. As always, if you like the content on our channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hit that subscription bell and all that stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.